Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News, episode 328. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brandon here, and welcome back to another juicy episode of WWE News and Rumors. So we have a lot of wonderful stuff to talk about today, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, the first news story is about how much WWE is losing not having shows with, crowds and people, spending their hard-earned money and just giving it straight to Vince McMahon. They're spending their hard-earned money. How much is WWE losing by people not buying tickets is basically what I'm trying to say. Well, in a year, they, on average, pull in about $100 million just from ticket sales. And then, that's counting all the shows or whatever, which is, it's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty astonishing if you just think about it. It's just from people buying tickets to go to their shows. Like, that's a lot. But, I mean, it depends how long this whole thing where they're not allowed to have shows is going to go on. But if it goes on for the rest of the year, they're looking close to $100 million, even though they did have a few months this year. But hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed that around, June, July, we can start having crowds back at the shows and stuff, and SummerSlam could go on with the crowd, and things get them back on track. But they've lost millions already not having this, especially for WrestleMania. I mean, just counting, not having the ticket sale money is a big deal. But we'll just have to wait and see, but it's just going to keep adding up. They have, their earnings are down a lot, and they're embarrassed about it, and I can't wait to see what the numbers are actually going to be. But we'll just have to wait and see on that, guys, and I'll keep you guys posted. The next news story is about Triple H. So Triple H has revealed the reason that there's not a pay-per-view in the UK or really in that part of the world, and why, and if we're ever going to get another one. So the last show in the UK was in 1992, so that was a while ago. And Triple H basically explained the reason that WWE have not been back to do a pay-per-view in the UK or anywhere in that kind of area since then. So basically, they drew very well for SummerSlam. It was completely sold out. They sold a lot of tickets. It was wonderful from a ticket sale perspective. But we have to realize when the show is going on in the UK, where it's 8 p.m. over there, it's going to be only 3 p.m. here, and they usually start earlier than 8 p.m. So it's like a mess. And Triple H basically said, the reason we haven't been back is because that show didn't make us any money. No one is buying the pay-per-view. This is back when they just did standard pay-per-view buys, $50 to watch the show. And barely anyone in the U.S. bought it because it's during the day, most people are at work or at school or something. And it sold absolutely crap. So the only way they could really do one over there is, they'd have to have it during the day, or they would have to pre-film it and put it up, which isn't the same kind of thing, and put it up the next or that night, like they do with Raw and SmackDown when they have it over there. But basically, that's the reason we haven't had a big pay-per-view over there, or WrestleMania, or anything like that since 1992. Triple H explained this himself. It's because it didn't make them any freaking money, really. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so those were actually the only few news stories I had to talk to you guys about today. Confirmed news stories. But now we're going to use my catchphrase, which is on a t-shirt, on a juice box, available on the Brandon Hodge merchandise store for those interested. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the news stories, and now let's talk about some juicy rumors. All right, the first rumor is, I don't know if you guys heard about this. I think I talked about it in the last news episode. If you haven't seen the last news episode, go watch it, because I screwed up with the upload time, and this video is actually going with a new upload time, just to kind of try things out. This one's going up at 3 p.m. Eastern time, so we'll see how that does. But anyway, the last news episode, not a lot of people caught it because I uploaded it at midnight for some reason. I thought that was an okay idea. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But basically, in the last news episode, I talked about how this employee, this anonymous employee, went to the state of Florida and complained that they were forced to work for WWE during this whole shutdown thing when they weren't supposed to. And the thing that's came out, WWE have said that they did not force anyone to work, and someone with connections to WWE said, no, they didn't force anyone to work. They were very open. If you didn't feel comfortable coming in, you don't have to come in. So this person, I guess, was just looking for attention or whatever, so that's that problem solved. All right, the next rumor, I don't know what to say it's about. I guess the releases. So it's about Drake Maverick and I guess Sarah Logan. So they're working them, if you guys can't tell, they're working them all the way up, until they're released. If you missed the memo, they were on the list of wrestlers that got released out of their contracts this past week, or fired or whatever kind of terminology you want to use. So basically, they have a 90-day non-compete kind of thing where they can't wrestle anywhere else, but apparently they can still wrestle for WWE, and that's what they're going to be doing with Drake Maverick and Sarah Logan. Drake Maverick wants to. He's using this as an opportunity to prove to them that they made a mistake. They messed up, and WWE see what he's doing, and they're kind of pushing him, which doesn't make any sense because technically he's not a WWE wrestler anymore. I mean, maybe he is for 90 days. I don't know, but they're paying them for this. And Drake Maverick is just going to show them with his all what he can do. And, you know, Drake Maverick, they're kind of using his reaction to his release that he, like, uploaded as kind of a storyline, which is, you know, kind of screwed up and kind of genius at the same time. So we'll see where this goes, but I definitely see, like, it's a possibility Drake Maverick might get rehired off of this. Them just seeing, like, a major potential in him, and that they absolutely screwed up massively, and they're going to have to rehire him. I hope they do that, because he does deserve to be in the WWE, but who knows, we'll just have to wait and see. But if he stays with WWE or goes somewhere else, he's going to be a star no matter what. Alright, the next rumor. The next rumor is actually about SummerSlam. So, this is a big question in the world right now. Is SummerSlam happening? So, SummerSlam is scheduled for August the 23rd in the TD Garden in Boston. So, I don't know why they had it in the garden. The garden's freaking tiny. But anyway, obviously there's some issues with that scheduling and some issues, like, you know, the world's basically shut down right now. No large gatherings of crowds allowed pretty much anywhere in the entire world. It's just a mess right now. So it's a big question mark if SummerSlam's happening. But according to the actual arena where the show's supposed to be, the TD Garden, they have no update from WWE. There's been no talk of them canceling it as of right now. Tickets are still on sale. It's still happening 100%, just like every other WWE show. I'm sure the Raw, like in a few weeks, is still scheduled, but they'll have to, you know, cancel it or whatever. I mean, I don't mean a few weeks, probably like a month or two out. They've canceled them up to so far, but I think if a WWE show's happening this year, I think it's a good bet SummerSlam will, because, you know, it's pretty much their second WrestleMania, which I don't know how I can say that with a straight face, guys, honestly, because this show, if you guys don't know, the TD Garden only holds 19,000 people. And it's supposed to be the second WrestleMania. I mean, at the Royal Rumble, we had almost 50,000. We can't get, like, a larger venue for this? Are they serious? Like, they had it in the freaking, the Barclays Center. Yeah, that's a tiny arena, too. I don't know why they're putting SummerSlam in this small thing and it's supposed to be this big deal when they just have the small venues. But maybe the small, I'm kind of ranting at this point, but maybe the small venue is a good thing considering the circumstances for this year. But I just kind of wanted to complain about that a little bit, how it's supposed to be the second WrestleMania, it's such a wonderful thing, and then it's in, like, a tiny arena. Like, what sense does that make? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and the final news story, the final rumor, the final thing I will be talking about inside of this video, probably going to be the title of this video, it's about Vince McMahon and his, like, shady business practices. So we already know Vince McMahon is just, you know, does anything for money. He loves money. He loves to do whatever he does, whatever he can do to get some more money. So this is kind of going to branch out to kind of the XFL, but it relates to wrestling, I guess. So let me catch you up to speed. So if you don't know what the XFL is, it's this wonderful idea where Vince McMahon thought the United States didn't have enough American football. So he's like, we need another football league. So he made another football league way back. And it flopped, it failed, it didn't happen. So he just gave up on that. A few years later, recently, he tried this again. He's like, oh, maybe I screwed something up the first time. Tries it for a second time. Closes down, bankrupt now. This is the news now. He's bankrupt. But, there is a but. I mean, there's like a list of people who are going to be trying to sue Vince McMahon right now for this. So there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, first off, he loaned a bunch of money for the XFL to get it started up, and he has to pay those people back. So that's one thing, and if he doesn't, you know, pay them back, there's a lawsuit there. But another thing is he's gonna have a list of people trying to sue him for, get this, wrongful termination. So if you don't know what wrongful termination is, it basically means your employer fired you for absolutely no reason. You have a right to sue them for that. So most of the time in these lawsuits, it's not for no reason. There's like some crap that's like you're not saying, and they just has to like dig it up. But this time, there's actually a reason, and Vince is kind of screwed. I don't know what he was thinking. So, one day before Vince closes down the XFL, he files for bankruptcy before anyone in the world knows that the XFL is going under. Like, Vince is the only person that knows. One day before, he go ahead and like fires everyone. Yeah, he fires everyone in the XFL. He gives a reason for firing everyone in the XFL, like a legitimate reason. He gives a reason, and he fires them. Then the next day, he files bankruptcy and announces it's closed or whatever. So these people who were working for him, they had contracts with him, so they were supposed to get the money for whatever they signed the deal for. If the XFL went under or not, if they went out of business or not, they're still supposed to get paid the contracted amount, unless they were terminated. So he basically fired everyone to kind of get around that, which you can't do, especially if you're going to do it this obvious. So basically, the main one that's kind of all over the place right now is the one with Oliver Luck, which was the commissioner, I guess, of the XFL. Vince stopped replying to him, ceased communication with him, and then he got a letter in the mail saying he was fired and with blah blah kind of BS reason. Then the next day, XFL goes out of business. So, I mean, this is a very shady business practice. This is XFL. We don't know what he's actually doing behind the scenes in WWE. I mean, if he's doing shady stuff with XFL, this new thing he's trying to make successful that you think he would put all of his effort into and do it right, who knows what he's doing with WWE, which has been successful for a while. So who knows? There's a lot of stuff coming out this week about Vince McMahon and his shady business practices. And if anything else comes up, I will keep you guys posted. But that's what I have right now. So there you guys have it. That's basically going to do it for this episode of WWE News and Rumors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a like. Brand new to the channel, enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I have all kinds of news videos. I also do vlogs. I go to a bunch of wrestling shows. I was at the Royal Rumble. If you guys haven't seen vlogs, go check those out. There's a bunch of different content. I do a variety of WWE content. So if you do, make sure to subscribe, guys. But I'll stop blabbering on and let you guys continue on with your day. But thanks for watching, guys. New upload time, 3 p.m. I don't want to say every day, 5 days a week, 3 p.m. Just come back to the channel. That's Eastern time. So if you don't live Eastern time in the eastern part of the United States, convert it to your time zone. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm Brandon Hodge, and I will see you guys in the next video.